Okay, it's time for Media Watch now. James Creedon is with us in the studio.
Hi,
Hello
Laura.
there, James. And you've been looking at reaction to what is going on in the UK.
Yes.
Theresa May having a terrible day, of course, having two senior ministers, the ministers in
Yes.
charge of Brexit,
Yes.
jumping ship in the last 24 hours.
That's right, a manic Monday for Theresa
Yes.
May.
Absolutely.
The Guardian said it, but I'm saying it as well. And I'll start with some images just because, people are having a little bit of fun with it as well. This is Have I Got News for You? Theresa May unveils her new look cabinet. And I actually thought it was the flowers first, but no, it's actually just the empty chairs. But she has replaced them. And then a bit of football lingo
It's
coming in there as well.
home. You have got to get it in.
Well, it's coming home, but then they're going home.
They're
So it's
going home. Is it
what
going
is
home?
going on? Anyway, The Guardian has
Somebody
been...
asked, will England... What will happen first? England will win the World Cup or the government will collapse?
Well, it's interesting times, at least. In any case, then lots of people trying to, Boris Johnson, never a figure who I suppose doesn't elicit some sort of a strong opinion. But a lot of people saying that it comes back again and again, this reading of things that he's a highly ambitious person and that it's all about personal gain and it's not about this, it's not about that. Anyway,
Oh, it was
power
all done
not
on
Brexit.
principle, wasn't
Right.
it, James? Surely.
But, well, according to him, it wasn't. It was all
According
about
to The Guardian.
himself. In any case, can anyone remember a time when Theresa May and her government wasn't in crisis?
No.
That's actually a good point.
Yep.
Zach Goldsmith, former candidate for the mayoralty of London.
Oh, he got so much.
He did chime in Boris's favour. Boris could literally throw himself in front of a bus to save a child, and his opponents would still accuse him of being opportunistic, which is basically what Martin Kettle accused him of being.
But Theresa May wishes he had thrown himself on.
She probably does. In any case, Nigel Farage. Now can we please get rid of the appalling Theresa May and get Brexit back on track? So he's pleased with
Returning
Boris.
to frontline politics, of course, Nigel
Oh, that's
Farage.
right. He gave an interview at 7 to kind
That's-
of further
that's the
elaborate.
warning.
So that's then this guy. He does this quite regularly, Damien Kempf, and he's a medieval manuscripts explorer, Yoda spotter.
Fun job.
And he found this kind of image from many centuries ago, which he thinks kind of is a nice illustration of Brexit. This one is funny from Matt in the Telegraph. I'm studying politics. The course covers the period from 8 a.m. on Thursday to lunchtime on Friday.
Oh, that old 24 hours is a long time in politics,
That's right.
isn't
Now,
it?
The Sun, they were more focused on the royal baptism, as actually were most of the tabloids, I suppose. People kind of felt that Brexit has fatigued many and that maybe it's not
People
frontline
are fed up
news
with it, aren't they?
that rather some positive
2 years after
positive
the vote.
information. So this is, I suppose, the big question on everybody's lips is, you can see they're gone for the two major cabinet ministers and going with the question mark for Theresa May. But it seems that a lot of people feel now that this could actually clear out these quote-unquote differing opinions in the cabinet, so it could actually stabilise her cabinet, not the other way around. We'll have to...
Well, she's just nominated another Brexiteer to be the Brexit minister, Dominic Raab, but yes.
And
That's
also...
one way it could go. Are there any Conservatives left? I mean, she's getting through them at quite
And number
a
10
rate.
has said as well that she will resist any attempt at a no
Yes,
confidence
that's what they're
vote.
saying.
Now, what
Because
about...
just to
Yes,
clarify,
yes.
48 MPs have to write a letter to the party chairman under Conservative Party rules
Right.
if they want to
Right.
trigger a leadership contest. So
she's looking possibly safe enough. Gloating Eurocrats say resignation of Boris and Davis could spell the end of Brexit as they mock Theresa May. So this is...
they're always gloating in Brussels.
They're always
The
gloating in
tabloids,
Brussels,
aren't
and the
they?
Sun is always very annoyed about it. And... So there was some rumour that a senior quote-unquote Eurocrat kind of came out with this image of rats and sinking ships. Now, that person is not being quoted, or rather, the person is not being identified, but there were rumours that it was
Oh, we
Mr.
can guess who
Juncker.
it is.
But in any case, whether or not he said that, he definitely said this. There is now unity. Juncker mocks Brexiteers' resignations. Tusk rips UK Brexit as a mess, and he did. Donald Tusk, head of the European Council, was tweeting as well, saying, "I can only regret that the idea," etc., etc. I mean,
He doesn't sound like he's gloating. Sounds genuinely...
well, he's a bit more restrained than
Yes.
Juncker often is. Now, then there was this image that came again and again. Keith Taylor, he
Nice
is a
scarf,
green
Keith.
MEP, and clearly cartoonists were not being very imaginative today because they just
Rats, ships.
rats, ships, and all of that. And Jeremy Corbyn made a remark about a sinking ship as well. What else do we have? Hearing reports that MPs have brought popcorn into the Commons for Theresa May's comments after Boris Johnson's resignation. That's Sanya Burgess of the Sunday Times, and one person is saying there's no joy to be had watching rats leaving a sinking ship when you're watching from the sinking ship. Anyway, that's obviously moot point because not everyone views it as a sinking ship.
Theresa May is having a terrible Monday, but guess what? Her week is going to get even more difficult because guess who's coming to town on Friday?
Oh gosh, that's right.
Donald Trump.
Balloons over the city and everything.
Balloons.
Naked
It's going
balloons.
to be really awkward. All right,
interesting
James.
week to work in news.
Absolutely. And to be the British Prime Minister, indeed. All right, James, thank you very much indeed.
Laura.
James Creedon there. Now,